There are so many crochet books on the market, and it can be hard to know which ones are deserving of your time and attention. And I'm going to be reviewing these 7 books to let you know which ones are worth it. Hi, I'm Elise from the blog LePetitSansCrochet.com, and if you've ever been to my channel before, you may know that I always pronounce my channel name Le Petit Saint Crochet, but I've been taking French lessons online with Duolingo, and I'm learning how to pronounce my channel and blog name. So now I'm going to say the French way, which is Le Petit Sans Crochet.
Qu'est-ce que vous voulez?
We live in a wonderful crochet renaissance, and one of the perks of this revival is that new crochet books are popping up all over the place. I found 7 new to me books that I'm going to be reviewing today to help you decide if any of these are worthy for space on your shelf. There is something so special about new crochet books. They are filled with creative potential and promise happy hours crocheting the time away. But unfortunately, not all crochet books are worth the cost or your time. And that's why I've done it for you. The first book we're going to look at is You Can Crochet with Bella Coco. This is the brand new book by Sarah Jane Fragola, also known as the YouTube superstar Bella Coco Crochet. This is a lot more than just a pattern book. It's actually a fantastic course for beginners. The projects are in order of difficulty from the easiest to the more complex, so you can choose which projects you start with and take in the information as quickly or as slowly as you need. Each project builds on the previous one to learn and then practice your new skills. What I really love about this book is that there are large, clear photos of each one of the techniques. Every aspect of beginner crochet is covered in this book, and one of my favorite sections is called Anatomy of a Stitch. Sarah Jane explains every little part of a stitch so that as a beginner you will know all about the stitch, what it's called, and how you use it. There's also a section in the book for how to read crochet patterns, and I don't think I've ever seen that in book form before, and it's really genius how she breaks down the pattern and then teaches you how to read that pattern. This is not just a great resource for beginners, but for seasoned crocheters as well. The first project is a simple set of coasters, which is perfect for the absolute beginner. And the last pattern is the showstopper blanket, where you can show off all of the skills that you have learned. I'm giving You Can Crochet with Bella Coco 5 stars. I'm coming to you from the future because I totally forgot that I pre-ordered the Crochet Collage Garden by Chris Norrington several months ago, and it finally came in the mail today. There are 100 patterns for crocheted plants, flowers, and petals. And if you don't know Chris Norrington, she is the maker and designer behind Chris Made This on Facebook and Instagram. This is a delightful book full of the most beautiful garden-inspired crocheted motifs. Chris was inspired to write this book because of her childhood love of gardening, the outdoors, flowers, and the changing of the seasons. This book contains 10 crocheted collages, each providing 10 different motifs, all inspired in some way by my garden. They roughly follow the pattern of the seasons in my part of the world, and so also represent a year in my Yorkshire garden, from the first flowers in spring through the frosty leaves of winter. You may recognize some of the flowers and leaves as actual real-life plant species, but many are imaginary, loosely based on shapes and colors found in my garden, but are not intended to be botanically accurate representations of particular plants. There is something really sweet and magical about this book, and it just makes me want to go grab my crochet hook and spend the rest of my day crocheting beautiful little flowers. If you can't already guess, I'm giving the Crochet Collage Garden 5 stars. The next book is Handmade Hugs by the dynamic mother-daughter duo of Daisy Farm Crafts. Tiffany Brown and Hannah Brown McKay are the authors of this amazing book, and they are the creators behind all things Daisy Farm Crafts. They have one of my favorite Instagram accounts, and everything they make and design is so beautiful and accessible to crocheters of all different levels. The book is broken up into 4 different segments: baby blankets, throws, winter wear, and hot pads. One of my favorite projects from this book is the velvet window pane throw. It's made with gorgeous Bernat velvet yarn in a beautiful plum color. I also adore the velvet flower rose blanket in that gorgeous misty gray and snowy white. This Bernat baby yarn looks so soft and would be the perfect gift for any little one. I'm giving the Handmade Hugs 5 stars. The third book is the Tunisian Crochet Handbook, a beginner's guide by Toni Lipsey of TL Yarn Crafts. I actually can't believe I've never had this book before now. This book was published in 2021 and I'm finally getting my very own copy in 2023. If you've ever been to my channel before, you may have heard me mention Toni Lipsey many times because she is such an amazing designer and crocheter and Instagrammer and YouTuber. She can do everything so well, and this book is full of the most gorgeous patterns, and Toni has such a distinctive and unique style, and this book is full of her gorgeous patterns. And Toni is the reason why Tunisian crochet has made such a big splash in the crochet scene recently. Before Toni, I had never heard of it before. I've learned a little bit about Tunisian crochet from her channel and also in this book, which explains exactly what it is and how to do it very well. Tunisian crochet is a combination of crochet and knitting. You use what looks like a very long crochet hook, but the reason why it's a lot like knitting is that you keep the held stitches on the hook as you work. The first half of the book is all about learning the unique techniques of Tunisian crochet, and it's broken into 3 sections: essentials, stitches, and skills. In the essentials section, you're going to find fundamentals such as tools, stitches, and reading a pattern. In the stitches section, you're going to learn different Tunisian crochet stitches, as well as a recap of traditional crochet stitches as well. The skills section includes information about changing colors, stranded color work, and intarsia. It also goes over shaping, finishing, and seaming, just to name a few. The pattern section includes new designs like the Juvie chevron shawl and the Salta triangle wrap. But the book also includes some home decor projects like the Alpha wall hanging, which I adore, and the Motley blanket. One of my favorite things about Toni is her ability to play with color combinations that are timeless, on trend, and sophisticated. I give the Tunisian Crochet Handbook 5 stars. I'm a huge fan of Molly Makes magazine, and when I found out that they had a book full of crochet patterns, I had to have it. The book is How to Crochet with 100 Techniques and 15 Easy Projects. And this is perfect for those who want to learn how to crochet or you just want all of these pretty patterns. And if you don't know, Molly Makes is a UK-based magazine that features crafters of all types. They showcase makers and designers from around the globe. And a couple of years ago, I actually had a teeny tiny little feature in Molly Makes, and it was just such a thrill for me. So I've been a big fan of theirs for a long time. There are 2 different sections in the books, and that's the pattern section and the technique section. The patterns are actually at the front of this book, and there are so many cute ones. 2 of my favorites are the Wave Stitch Chair Runner and the Monster Gadget covers. But you'll also find other traditional projects like a granny square blanket and a chevron throw. While this is a how-to manual for beginners to learn how to crochet, I don't think it's quite as good as the How to Crochet with Bella Coco. And the patterns are really pretty in this book. I really think that for a total beginner, the Bella Coco book is a little bit more beginner friendly. If I was rating this book just on the patterns, I would give it 5 stars. But because it's advertised as a course for beginners, I'm going to have to give this book 3.5 stars. The next book is the 3D Granny Squares. There are 100 crochet patterns for pop-up granny squares, and they are all so colorful and cheerful. The patterns are broken up into 11 different sections. There's food and drink, fruit and vegetables, animal magic, wild beasts, under the sea, holidays, flowers, motifs, abstract, and celebrations. Each pattern is a granny square, but some of them are actually turned into sweet little projects like a pouch, a pot holder, a pillow, and even a pair of wrist warmers. Some of my favorite projects are the teapot and the teapot pincushion, and the strawberry towel topper. There are so many happy and sweet granny squares to choose from. I'm giving the 3D Granny Squares book 5 stars. The next book is Modern Crochet by Teresa Carter of DeBrose NYC. These are patterns and designs for the minimalist maker. Teresa has such a sophisticated and minimalist style, which is perfectly captured in this book. And if you love neutral colors and that minimal aesthetic, this is going to be the book for you. One of my favorite patterns from the book is the Lim linen scarf. And what's really beautiful is all the texture from that linen stitch, which is also called the moss stitch or the granite stitch. The only negative about this book is that some of the projects were made with dark colored yarn, and it's very difficult to see in the photographs any details. For example, with the Vosh bolster pillow, it's difficult to see any stitch definition. But thankfully, the progress photos were all made with a light colored yarn, so you're able to see exactly what she's doing to make the bolster. I also love the Jockmill blanket scarf, which is made with a gorgeous herringbone stitch. There are also many simple garment patterns like a headband, a cowl, a beanie, and scarves. But you'll also find home decor projects like a wall hanging, throws, and a pillow, just to name a few. I'm giving the Modern Crochet book 4 stars, and the only reason I took off one of the stars was because some of the photos are very difficult to see. The next book is Crochet Home, 20 Vintage Modern Crochet Projects for the Home by Emma Lamb. This book is full of colorful, vintage-inspired crochet projects. And the book is broken up into 5 different sections: garlands and decorations, pot holders, cushions, blankets, and throws. One of my favorite projects from this book is the Granny Chic Pinwheel Blanket. It's a really unique design, and I don't think I've seen anything like it before. I love the combination of the bright, colorful granny stripes on one side and the ivory color on the other. One of my other favorites is the fabulous rose cushion. It's full of texture and gorgeous colors. I'm giving the Crochet Home book 5 stars. I have a lot of crochet books on my shelves, and my collection continues to grow, and I'm actually kind of running out of space in here. I don't need any more books, but one thing to consider when you are looking for books is to check your local library. My own library has been carrying more and more crochet pattern books, so if you're interested in one of these books, you might check with your librarian first before you order it off of Amazon. And many of these books are available in digital format as well, which is so good for those of us who are running out of room or we just don't want to clutter up our spaces anymore. I hope you enjoyed this little review of my brand new crochet books, and I would love to know which one is your favorite. And as always, I hope you all stay safe out there and happy stitching.